All right. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. We'll start by me showing you a very fast presentation about our company and about what institutions have access to Writefull. After which, I'll hand over to Craig from Writefull, who will show you all the new features that are now part of Writefull. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat, and we'll get to them either by text in the chat or afterwards. Afterwards, we'll address them verbally. All right. So, we've been in the business 31 years. We've been specializing in e-resources since 1991. And we are working with many major global publishers. As you can see, there is a lot of them now on the screen. And we are also working with the National Consortia for E-Resources here in the Czech Republic with CzechILib and in Slovakia with CVTI. We have some institutional customers currently for Writefull. As you can see, there is quite a few of them. If you are part of this institution, just look at the website of your library and you'll see how to access. But usually, you just need to sign up with the university email or in the IP range of the university, and you'll be able to go for it. And we also have our colleagues in Slovakia who currently have the following institutional customers, and the same access should go for them. And we also, unfortunately, I'm missing a slide. We also have some current trials, but unfortunately, yeah, I'll show them to you in a second. Sorry about this. All right, there you go. Okay, now you can see the trial access in Slovakia currently. So they're until December 15th. So if you are part of one of these universities, feel free to join and try the trial and see what Writefull is all about. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact either myself or my colleagues in Slovakia. This is the main access point in Slovakia, and you can find more information about us at our websites. All right, so that was it for me. I hope it wasn't too long, and I would love to give the word over to Craig. Here, just on the screen, you can see the contact information for our in the two countries for our who to contact. And also, I see that Craig has joined already, so feel free to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Wojciech. Hello, everyone. I'm Craig from Writefull. And yeah, today I would love to show you some of our new features, all that's included when we have a trial or a license at an institution. So I'm just going to start sharing my screen. Yeah, I think. Alrighty. So I'm here in Microsoft Word, and on this right side, you can see there's this, but this is Writefull for Word. So let's just start by showing how we can access this. So I'm in Word. This is Word online, but we can also do this in Word on Windows or on Mac. We just go to the Home tab, we go to Add-ins, and we search for Writefull, and then it appears. Then we convert, so we can very easily add it to Microsoft Word. Once we have it, then we can start using it. There is, of course, a sign-in page. So if we've not created an account, all we need to do is we can sign up with our institutional email, and then we'll have access. So that's how we do it. I'm just going to log in. on this page on the left side, you can see kind of if you've used Writefull for Word before, we've made a lot of changes. We've added in a lot of new features. So this kind of explains it a little bit, but I'm just going to start by showing you the main kind of product or the main tool, which is the language feedback. So here we can see that I've got American English. I'm using the Writefull model, and I'm just going to check this. Let's check some words. I can highlight anything and then click check paragraph or paragraphs. And this is using the Writefull language feedback model to give me feedback. So when we say the language model, it's just trained by us internally using published academic papers, research papers, journal articles to give us this high quality level of language feedback. So within this, we can see all of the different feedback. Some of the changes are like spelling, grammar, punctuation, and then we also have things that are sentence level, like moving the words around, shuffling the nouns. There's a whole host of other feedback that we can get. And then to interact with the suggestions, we can left click the individual suggestion. So here, left click this to accept the change. We can accept all in the card. We can reject all. This button here just shows us the change that's been made, or we can get rid of that just to see the final kind of output. And then we also have, it's quite small, but it says shift and click to block from appearing again. So if there's, an example where I don't want Writefull to keep making that same suggestion, perhaps we're using subject specific language. I can just, actually, let's try changes. So let's say we don't like this. I can hold in shift, press click, and then that's added to my dictionary of terms that I can see here. So this is my.writefull.com. I've signed in, and then we can see now my blocked edits. So this was the one that I just blocked. So this is really helpful because sometimes there's these really specific terms we use when we're writing that the model thinks that it should change, but actually the suggestion might not be perfect. So we can just block the edit. This works in both Writefull for Overleaf and Writefull for Word. So this is a new feature that's been added to Writefull for Word. Yeah, and lots of language suggestions. So we can see very quickly, we can check the whole document here. I've got about 3,000 words, and I can use Writefull to check this whole document pretty quickly. So to help us with our writing. But there's also a lot of other tools that we've added, including the extended AI features that I'm going to tell you a little bit more about. So yeah, so we've got all of these suggestions, they've came to us very quickly, and then we can work our way through all of these, and you'll see that lots of different suggestions across lots of different parts of the language. That's the Writefull language suggestions. And then other things that we're going to use during the course of the writing or during maybe the editing phase is these rewrite features. So I've just clicked this button and I've got a little note that these tools use the GPT by OpenAI. So, we are very clear with the types of AI that is being used, and this is kind of summarized here, the differences between these two tools. But the privacy and security is still very high. It's just using a different AI. So any questions about that, please let me know. So yeah, so we have these 6 different rewrite features, and these are going to help you to paraphrase or split and join sentences. So for example, we've got a couple of sentences here that are quite this is a very short sentence, and I would like to actually turn that into one sentence. I have two, but I would like one. So I can use the join feature to do that. So you can see here, it's removed the full stop, and it's kind of added a comma and this which to really bring together the two sentences into one. And this is kind of a really helpful really helpful feature, I think. And then, for example, in instances where we have really long sentences, like this one, this is many lines. I can use the split function. So it's turning one sentence into two. So this is helpful when we're writing a lot of complex things. At times we find it all in one sentence, and we wish to turn it into two. Here, this is added in a full stop, and then it's added in this study uses. So really helpful tools that are new to this, that are new to Writefull for Words, that are really popular and helpful for native speakers and especially non-native speakers, to ensure that we have the clarity of our writing. So that's one thing we can do with the rewrite feature. But then we also have, let's just choose this sentence. This sentence is pretty good, but I'm thinking there might be another way I can write it with different or better language. So I can use the paraphrase feature. And you can see that quite a few changes have been made. We're keeping the content the same really, but we're just changing the way that we're saying it, which makes it easier to convey what we're trying to say. A lot of different changes there that gives us another way to write the same thing. This is a kind of general paraphrase. We have more specific ones. For example, make scientific. So instead of saying key, we say principle. Instead of saying public, we can say societal. Dog is kind of casual. We can say canine, and then regulate instead of control. So this comes from an academic paper already. So maybe there's not so much we can do to make it scientific. But if we're writing ourselves in English, where there's so many words and so many different synonyms, the make scientific is very helpful, to give us that scientific level synonyms, scientific level kind of language, scientific or academic. Also have make concise, which works to make something a bit smaller. You can see that we are taking out some of the words, but we're keeping the main content of the sentence. So if we're trying to meet a word limit and we have too many words, we can apply this rewrite feature to shorten what we have whilst keeping the same meaning. And then the final kind of paraphrase is make punchy. So this works to use more language that has more emphasis or works to better convey, like with a stronger kind of emphasis behind what we're saying. Instead of key, we're saying pivotal. Meticulously examined, encompassed, comprehensive. Very big words that really make our point. This can be very helpful at the end of a paragraph or an introduction where we're really trying to get our point, make our point to the reader and make the writing kind of interesting, and ensure that the reader is engaged. I wouldn't use this all of the time just because the language is very, very kind of strong worded, and reads well, but sometimes it can be quite strong. Meticulously, deeply ingrained. It really serves to make one point, maybe something I would use like at the end of the sentence or when we're reporting something, trying to convey the importance of something. So these are the rewrite features. And if I jump back up here, we can see that these are like the kind of extended AI features. So, these are for if we're trialing these, the extended AI trial. That's the new features that are available as part of that. Rewrite features. Um, then, so I've finished writing my paper and I'm missing. Oh no, I have an abstract, but I'm going to delete it. I need an abstract. Let's say I need an abstract. I can very quickly generate an abstract by clicking generate and then abstract. So this uses Writefull's abstract generator. So this is a language model that we've built just for this purpose. Um, and if you have between 1,000 and 15,000 words, you can generate your abstract. And then we can also regenerate this multiple times to get the best abstract. This one looks quite good, so I can just very quickly copy and paste that into my abstract section. Then my once I have my abstract, I can get a title or I can generate a title by highlighting this or by highlighting all of my text and then clicking title. So you can see how quickly the title is generated, and we can regenerate this many, many times to get the best title. Which one looks good? Okay, this one looks good. I can just copy this and paste this in into words, and I now have my title. So both of these tools work to save a lot of time. Maybe we don't use this actual abstract, but it gives us a really good starting place, and it's going to save us a lot of time in the long run. I know that an abstract, we usually leave it to the end of our writing, but it can be quite time consuming. So this tool works to save time and really help you to generate an abstract. And this abstract generator, this is new to Writefull for Word as well. A couple of other features. We have summarize and we have explain. So I've got here I think this is Slovakian, and I can actually use this to explain it, but it's going to explain it in English, which is quite interesting because with these extended AI features that use GPT, we can do things in other languages. So this, it says the passage explains a comprehensive overview of Slovakia. Very helpful. That's the explain feature. So we can use that after we've written something to really check that what point we're making and what are the key arguments we've made in a certain section. We also have the summarize. So rather than generating an abstract, we may wish to provide a summary of what we've written. And after highlighting 4 pages, I get this summary, which I can then regenerate a couple of times to find the best summary. You can see there's a few changes. Again, saves us so much time if we need to summarize, maybe for our conclusion or for other pieces of work that we're doing. The summarize function works very well. So that's summarize, that's explain, and the one feature that I've not shown is actually probably the most impressive feature, and this is called Ask AI. So sometimes we refer to this as the kind of extended AI features. Ask AI is the prompt. So similarly to what we can do in ChatGPT, this also is GPT, but it works better because it doesn't store everything you're using for training purposes. So anything we write in here isn't being used for training purposes. But yeah, we do make clear that OpenAI can store this for up to 30 days, but they don't use it for training. So the security is actually better than using ChatGPT. The privacy is actually better than using ChatGPT. So, simple questions. What kinds of things can we ask? We can ask for help with citations, how to cite. We'll get the feedback on that. Very generic. We can say how to cite in APA style. just in the way that you would do ChatGPT. Then we've got how to cite an API style in text. All of the things that the questions that we might have with Ask AI. We don't need to go outside of Writefull or outside of Word to ask these questions. We can do it within Word. And we see that that saves writers, authors a lot of time because they're using these tools anyway when they're writing, but they're not having, now we don't have to go between different pages, different websites. We can do it all in here. Now I'm asking how to cite an API style in text when there are more than 3 authors. So yeah, then we get an example and it tells us to use the et al. So don't use these references, but it's always giving us an example. Yeah, then we can also use the GPT for kind of comprehension style questions. So we can highlight this text and we can ask, is this a good introduction? Where the we're going to get a bit of analysis on our writing. So it picks up the fact that I've used the wrong word actually because we've used astrophysics, but we can, it's saying it provides a clear overview of the methodology. However, there is an inaccuracy in defining astrophysics as the study of moons, which can be misleading. So I'm not using this to write my essay, but I'm using this to get help with it, to ask for comprehension, questions about comprehension, ask specific questions about the text. Again, yeah, we can do this in ChatGPT, but it's a lot quicker this way, and it's kind of integrated into the flow. For example, after we're finished writing, we might look for some keywords, and we can just ask this tool to do that. So we can say, give me 5 keywords. Yeah, so there we have 5 keywords based on this selection of text. So this tool is going to speed up everything that we're doing and just aid and assist us with our writing. And that's Ask AI. And then, as I mentioned before, we can do things with other languages. So I've got a little bit of check here. We can copy this, paste this. So I'm writing the prompt in Czech, but I'm getting the output in English. So again, this is really helpful for when like we know a word in our own language, but we don't know how it directly translates. So, and sometimes it's good to ask for a few different, in this instance, we're asking for 5 synonyms, and then it tells us what the actual word is, frequent, and then some different synonyms. So a lot of help we can get here. I've got this Slovakian, and I can just highlight that and ask for translate. Yeah, spelled it wrong. Hopefully it still works. Okay, I think I've spelled it wrong. Oh, okay. So here we get the translation. And the GPT works quite well for translations because it doesn't translate it so literally like Google Translate. It adds in a little bit and makes it very, very readable. So this can be helpful. Sometimes we write in the native language, our own native language, but then we wish to translate it back to English if we're writing in English. So yeah, I think this tool's great because depending on your use case, depending on what you're using it for, you're going to ask it for different things. So that's what makes it so good, and that you can do different things with it based on your discipline, based on what you're writing. In academic writing, we do so many different things: coursework, lab reports, dissertations, grant proposals. Um, uh, okay. Yeah. Wojciech, can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I think it's just
We're
I just
saying writing is key to education and research.
yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Okay.
Just I got a message that it was paused, but I can't. Okay, that was good. Thanks. Um, so yeah, this brings us back to the point that we need this customization or the ability to write prompts that are specific to what we're doing. Um, the language feedback is academic focused, um, but also sometimes we need that little bit more customization, and that's what the Ask AI offers. So maybe I should just. Are there any questions that I can answer about specifically about Writefull for Word or more generally about Writefull? I've been talking for a while. Okay, I think there's a question. Uh, Okay, yeah, nice. So Dominic said, is there a Chrome add-in for Writefull so I can use it in Google Docs overlay? Yeah, good question. Thanks. We don't have a Google Chrome add-in, but well, we do kind of, but we're working to integrate Writefull into Overleaf. So yeah, if you're an Overleaf user, this page looks very familiar to you. If you're not an Overleaf user, you're probably thinking, hey, what is this? Um, Overleaf is used a lot at universities and institutions by those in STEM, doing STEM subjects, science, engineering, maths, things like that. So, oh, is this Dominic again? Okay, nice. So there's another question that I'll come back to. So within Overleaf, we actually have a native integration. So here I go to account settings, and then you'll see that Writefull is here. So in the past, we had a Chrome extension that still works, but we're going to have this native integration, which means that if you're an Overleaf user, you'll just have Writefull there and ready to go. And that also means that if you have the Writefull Premium through your institution, you'll also have Writefull Premium here. So Google Docs, we don't have anything, but we have this really powerful um, extension in Writefull for sorry in Overleaf. It has a lot of the same features that I've shown previously, as you can see here, but we have a few new things and things that are really powerful. So this is the Writefull toolbar, which I can then hide, by clicking this button. And if I need to sign in, I just click this button. So I would like to show the equation generator. So if you're an Overleaf user, you'll know that writing equations kind of takes a while, and it can be quite time consuming. So what we've done is we've created an equation generator. So I can write a prompt, provide a specific equation, but I think the thing that demonstrates how good this tool is the ability to upload an image. So here, I've just uploaded this. I don't know if you can see it that well. This is a handwritten equation that I've written on a piece of paper. I've taken a photo of it and I've uploaded it here. And I'm going to ask Writefull to generate the code for this. And then I'm just going to put that into my document. So this is the code. I'm going to copy it, going to go up here, and then going to paste it in. And as we click recompile, it will then appear within my document. So this is the equation. So Overleaf users will appreciate how much time this can save. It's perfectly accurate as well. Sometimes in math, we write on a chalkboard when we're doing equations and things. We can just take a photo of that and then put it straight into our paper. Also, we can do the same with our tables. So this is a table generator. So I've uploaded a picture of a table. Could be you've made it somewhere else, you want it in Overleaf, you've screenshotted it from another paper, maybe we're referencing this, and then we can generate the code as well for that. to non-overleaf users, it might seem like creating a table is very easy, but to overleaf users, we can see that we have all of this stuff, to when we're making a table. Just going to paste that in there, recompile, and then we have this. The only difference is that we're kind of missing we have some lines in this one, so I can just use the kind of Ask AI feature to actually remove the lines in this table. So this also you can use to interact with the LaTeX code. So I just click replace, recompile, and then you can see that in the table we've removed the lines. So again, maybe not so impressive for for non-overleaf users. For overleaf users, this is massively time saving, and we have all of the same features: the abstract generator, table generator here, in Writefull for overleaf. So I hope that answers your question, Dominic. For example, abstract generator, everything is very nicely integrated into this. We also have here the ability to use another language model, and then also with a prompt. So you could say, if you're preparing something to be consumed, by the general audience, you can say things like use basic language. So rather than Writefull's language model giving you the suggestions, the GPT model, the GPT is actually giving you the language suggestions. So let's find some examples of like basic language. As I scroll up and down, my language suggestions they kind of populate. Um, yeah, let's find some. Yeah, so just need to wait. Okay. So here we've got lots of examples. Instead of saying ambient, we're saying use room because ambient is kind of specific. We can do a lot of, instead of this, we can use this. Instead of saying reagents, we can say nutrient. That's just an example. I think the more that we use this, we'll have more specific prompts. It's also going to work on, other languages. For example, I need to add in this accent. And yeah, going to do a lot for you in different languages. It's all going to be based on the prompt. You can use it generally. Maybe my prompt wasn't so good, or we can return to the Writefull model. And this will be also coming to Writefull for Word as well. So yeah, thanks for the question, Dominic. I'm just going to return to Word where I was and fix it shit. Thank you, Dominic. Is there a list of ASCII prompts available anywhere? Okay, so that question's from Pema. There's not a list because you can really write anything you want. Of course, it could be possible that we could make a list of maybe the most commonly asked things, or what else? Yeah, maybe like the best things you can use, but really you can ask it anything. So I would definitely recommend, Pema, that you try it yourself and can ask it questions, either general questions or questions related to what you're working on. If you highlight it, you can then ask these specific questions. But yeah, I think yeah, maybe it might be a good for us to provide some examples. I think that's good feedback. Questions about different parts of the text, but you really can just do anything with it. So, asking about how to write an academic paper introduction. So I can't think of all the different things. There's all these different things, and say provide example. Very important that whenever we ask for example sentences, we don't actually use them. We just use them as an example. So here we've got some how to do it and then an example sentence that helps us that illustrates the point that's being made. So yeah, thanks for the question. I think yeah, it might be nice to have a page where we give some examples. So I think that's good feedback. Thanks for that. First, okay, Janka, you're very welcome. Yeah, and Rifle for Overleaf. Asking me. Oh, not okay. Thank you, Pema. Yeah, Rifle for Overleaf. There's a lot you can do. Overleaf is like our sister company, so we've actually built the Rightful editor into Overleaf. So you'll find that it works really well. It's very, very fast. And there's a lot of really good things that can be done in Rightful for Overleaf. And obviously in Rightful for Word as well. This is a newer product that doesn't integrate so well into Word. Um, and it looks a little bit different. But I think with all these tools, it's an amazing product that's going to really help us with our academic writing, help us to write better, help us to write quicker. Because we find that non-native speakers spend a lot more time with their writing. So it says non-native speakers of English can spend 50% more time just in writing the paper. So we want to make that a lot quicker. Um, and talking about the revision of the language a lot more. So we want to achieve our academic outcomes, whether it's passing a submission or publishing our paper. So Rightful really does help with that, and we have a lot of evidence of Rightful helping to achieve our academic goals. So if you've not tried Writefull, would love for you to try Writefull. And if you have tried Writefull, I hope that this has been a good explanation of all of the different tools, what they do, and if there's any further questions, if anyone's watching this recording, you can send me an email there. We also have other emails. You can go to our website. The website is writefull.com. If you need any of the products, they're here. And we also have, for further help, we have a help center where it gives you kind of all the information, how to access the product guides that go into more detail about the tools, each individual feature. Yeah, this is help.writefull.com. But I think the easiest way to get the Writefull for Word is just through this add-ins button that's in Word, and then in Overleaf, as I kind of demonstrated. We hope that everyone will have this native integration, but we also do have a Chrome extension, but we're kind of moving into this native integration. So from our project, we go to the projects page. We click account and account settings, and then Writefull should be here. If Writefull's not here, just send us an email and we can make sure that Writefull is here. That should be no problem. And then it's kind of already integrated into each of your projects. The Writefull logo will appear here. Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Wojciech, is there anything else you want me to show?
I think it was pretty what you call it, like comprehensive, I think.
Okay, that's a good
Uh
word. Nice.
yeah. Mostly it's about if anyone else has any more questions, I think.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah. Yeah, just if you have any question, if you think of anything afterwards, feel free to shoot me an email at the email you got the invitation and the everything from, and if you have any technical problems and things, you can either message me or for technical things, mostly it's better, I think, to go directly to the Writefull support at
Yeah.
their website.
Yeah, I'm just going to write the email there,
Yeah.
support@writefull.com.
Yeah.
Any technical problems, we'll get back to you very quickly, and we'll resolve them.
Okay. So if no one has any more questions, thank you for going to the webinar. Thank you, Craig, for doing the demonstration. It was very, even for me, it was very informative. I
Thanks,
learned
Wojciech.
some new things again. And we have two more webinars in Czech next week, which will be less comprehensive and more like for the whole overall Writefull, not just the new features. But if you want to join, you feel free, or if any of your colleagues or anything, I'll send you the links with the recording this week probably. Good. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, and thanks again,
Thank you.
Craig, and have a nice afternoon, everyone.
Thanks. You too, Wojciech. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.